Hi, I'm Randolph Miller, and welcome to Bounce Around Charleston, Positive Ticketing Initiative. The North Charleston Police Department is partnering with local nonprofit organization Metanoia to pilot a positive ticketing campaign. This will happen in select neighborhoods of North Charleston. And then we will speak with our living legend, Ms. Christine Jackson, to hear a whole lot about her life. Okay, we're here on Bounce Around Charleston. What a wonderful day to be here. And standing here with me, I have Brother Spencer Pryor, Public Relations Coordinator for the North Charleston City Police Department, yes, and Reverend Bill Stanfield of Metanoia.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to Bounce Around Charleston. You all are here to talk about a wonderful event that's happening in North Charleston called the Positive Ticketing Initiative. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I'm going to actually yield to my good friend Bill Stanfield to bring us up to speed on that. This was such a wonderful collaboration, and I tell you, Metanoia was just wonderful in stepping up and stepping to the plate and bringing it to us. So, Bill, I'm going to let you start off and telling them a little bit about how you all came up with the idea, the concept of it, and how we're involved.
Sure. What Metanoia does overall is called asset-based community development. So we actually try to look for the good things that might be going on in neighborhoods. And sometimes are stereotypes as being purely deficient. Try to invest in them to grow them. And this year we had a good Low Country Giving Day, which is a day people donated to our work. And we had a little bit of resources to be able to do something different with. And so knowing we've had a long-term partnership with the North Charleston Police Department, an idea in our own strategic plan to partner with police departments. So we started this idea of positive ticketing. And what it is that officers in the neighborhood will have the opportunity to issue tickets when they see young people doing something right.
Okay, because we're always getting a ticket when we're doing something wrong.
That's right.
But now you will receive a ticket for doing something right.
That's right.
Right stuff like?
Right stuff like wearing a bicycle helmet, walking a younger brother and sister to go somewhere, going to work, helping an elderly person with their groceries, any number of things like that. It's really up to the officer's discretion in terms of what they see out in the community. It could be even just guys doing something positive like playing basketball on a hot day together and showing good sportsmanship.
So these young people already know about this already.
We are getting the word out now in the neighborhood. In fact, this week, students at Metanoia's regular programming, our Summer Freedom School, will be distributing flyers in the 3 targeted neighborhoods where it's going to be. So it'll be in residents of Union Heights, Ackaby, and Chicora Cherokee, and North Charleston should be prepared for it.
And how did you come up with this idea?
It's not original to us. It was actually begun by a police department all the way up in Canada, actually, and we became aware of it and saw several places across the country where they had initiated positive ticketing and decided to bring it here.
No reason to reinvent the wheel.
That's right.
So tell us about how the North Charleston City Police Department got involved.
It is just, Reverend Miller, it's a perfect opportunity for the police department to really collaborate with this. And one of the reasons why I think is because far too often the youth see the police in a different light. And a negative light.
Yes.
That's exactly. So that's why a program like this positive ticketing is really, really important. It gives our police officers the opportunity to get out in the community, to interact with the youth in the community, and to kind of get to know them, because that's the bottom line. It's like knowing the people that you're serving.
And we need to develop more of a trust factor.
Yes, and this is one of the ways to do that. We've got a number of programs in our Cops Athletic League and program, and this is one that's really going to continue to foster that trust and relationship building there. Well, we grab the youth at the young age, and we get to interact with them, instill in them some positive outlooks from the police department. That way they take this back to the community, because it's far too much of the negative that they're seeing on the police department side, and this is just a perfect opportunity to see something positive.
Okay. How has the community embraced this?
People that we've talked to in the neighborhood have been pretty excited about it. Certainly the young people in the neighborhood have been very excited about it. I think, police have a job, and it's a hard job.
Yes.
And oftentimes it puts them in the community only to meet people on their very worst day.
Absolutely.
And if anybody met me only on my worst day, 2 or 3 days a year, they get a very bad picture of me. So this is a way to educate both the young people in the neighborhood and also officers that, that may, if you have a job which is just to go looking for crime, that may be more of what you find. But if you have a job that includes looking for good things in the neighborhood, you might find some good things too, and kind of balance out the perspective from both the community's perspective as well as the police officers who are on patrol's perspective.
Now here's the $1 million question. Normally when you receive a ticket, there's a fine.
But on this end,
What will happen?
There's a prize, actually.
Whoa!
And Bill and some of the our lieutenant with the police department have worked with a lot of businesses in the area where they've created tickets to different movie theaters, a number of other opportunities as well.
Yeah,
also.
we've got free registrations for North Charleston Fall Sports Leagues. We've got free tickets to the pools in North Charleston.
Wow.
Movie theaters. Cane's Restaurants has volunteered a bunch of dinners, as well as Church's Chicken. So there's a lot of different groups that have offered up tickets or incentives, free meals, and that kind of thing. So young people, when they get a ticket, they'll bring it either to our office at Metanoia or bring it to the South Bureau of the Police Department. It's actually on the ticket when they can bring the ticket and redeem it. And they turn that ticket in, they'll get a ticket in return that they can use for something fun.
Now, I've got to ask this question. How will you know that that's the person who received the ticket?
Well, that's interesting. But I think on here will give like the name and the first and last name of it. But I think it's more of the interaction. If we see a young kid that comes up and he brings a ticket, I don't think we're going to say ID. If he looks like a good kid, we're going to work towards it on there. But we're hoping that in addition to the children, that we'll get the parents involved as well also, so that way they can they can kind of work along with us in the relationship and trust building factor of it. Because it's I'll never forget in a grocery store or a department store, and just hearing a mother say, "If you don't behave, I'm going to get the police officer to lock you up." And for a young kid, that's something for them
that's
to
kind
hear.
of scary.
So, that's right. So an initiative like this is going to kind of hopefully turn the tide and break the ice on that, seeing the police in that light.
Okay, but now how can the community get involved? Do you need volunteers?
We need volunteers. We need especially people that can either donate tickets themselves or financially to be able to purchase tickets, and then just help us get the word out so that young people in the neighborhood know. One of the things we'll be interested in seeing is how the dynamic changes when previously, most of us, if a police officer pulled up near us and got out of his cruiser, we would start getting a little nervous depending on what they think, what did we just do wrong? And now there's going to be a change in dynamic in the community that kids might be thinking, well, maybe I did something right rather than just doing something wrong. And even there may even be opportunities where an officer might stop one person for doing something good, and then if he's with his buddies, they can pick up a vacant lot in terms of trash or something like that and everybody get a positive ticket. So there's lots of ways this can create positive community change going forward.
Okay, contact information.
Yeah, sure. If someone sees someone that's doing a youth that's doing a good job and they want to recognize them, they can call our number at 843-740-2831.
Okay.
You can give the information on the youth. You can give the location, and we'll be in contact with them. Or we're going to build our website where if someone wants to go online and they can actually submit the information there, which would be at www.northcharleston.org, and you follow it to the police department, and you'll be able to do that. So we're trying to do it. Of course, if they can stop into Metanoia and recommend someone, we'll take it there. Even if they just run up on a police officer on the street.
What about the pushingforward.org? That's
Yes, they can come to our website, especially if people are interested in donating other things to be able to use as incentives. They should call our office at 843-529-3014. And we'll direct them to the right place to make those donations. So.
Okay, Positive Ticketing Initiative. Thank you for being here on Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you
for having us.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.